Alser abete perro begerto. Yeta perro begelo que coming. Bakarnish beaderto. Yish beabegelo que coming. Genish hacho katarota arushanoto. Benki.
Shalom, shalom, Moreh Shayl in Israel. So the title of this lesson, I want to talk about a mistake I made my second year title. I said in this video. A great mistake I made with my teacher, my second year learning biblical Hebrew. Man, this is bad. So, my second year learning biblical Hebrew, I made the mistake telling my teachers, like, yo, you know what, man, I wanna learn Arabic, and he didn't say nothing. Malachi, no, Malachi, ma, tabasile, Shema. I mean, listen. Okay? Too right. La. Tabas. In there. Allah. Turn down a little bit. Saba. So, my second year one learned biblical Hebrew. I made the crucial mistake in telling my teacher, we were talking, Miss L, we were talking, I want to see, can I get him to come on? Let me see. I want to see, can I get him to come in? I'm trying to see, can I send him an invite? So, I want to see, can I get my Hebrew teacher to come on here, Mr. L. But, yeah, so my second year one learning classical Hebrew, I made the mistake. We was talking one day, we was having a conversation. I said, well, you know what? I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. I want to learn Arabic. So by me telling Mr. L I want to learn Arabic, he didn't say nothing. It was so funny. He didn't say a word. Shalom, Maki. Shalom ka, Aki. So that's my main man, Jason. Powerful brother, definitely. Y'all brothers want to learn Egyptian and different things, Hebrew. What we trying to do, that's the main. I say anybody to want to learn anything about Egyptian history. I always say that, even though I'm an elder, I always tell him I'm his student. I always tell him that. That's how much of love and respect I have for the brother. You got to know your strong points and your weak points in your walk as a leader. So anyway, going back, I made the mistake with telling him I want to learn Arabic, and that was a bad mistake because why? I only been learning biblical Hebrew for over a year. So what happened was, when I told him that, he didn't say nothing. Maybe about an hour later, I get an alarm on my Facebook, a notification that he tagged me into a post. Well, what he did was he wrote Shemot chapter 20 in Arabic and tagged me in there. It was so embarrassed. It was so painful. So it taught me a lesson. Be careful what you ask for and take your time. Don't go above your instructor, your elder, your teacher. Stay where you need to be at, because every good teacher knows his students or her students' strong points and weak points. Well, again, this is about my second year. I mean, I was okay. So I'm not gonna sit here in front and tell you I was on it. Now I was okay. Still had a lot to learn. Well, anyway, when he tagged me on Facebook, he specifically said, translate this right here, parse it out. So it wouldn't go into no blue letter Bibles and stuff that we have today. So when we was learning, when I was learning biblical Hebrew, I didn't know nothing about a blue letter Bible, this and that. So it wasn't no cheating. So with him, you couldn't go and put in your mind you can cheat, because he can ask you some questions and he can know whether you study the grammar book, you read the information, you study your word chart, you study your binyans, the 7 binyans, which is the 7 building blocks of biblical Hebrew, classical Hebrew. He just gonna know what to ask you. I just, I tell you, there's no cheating with this man. That's just none. So with that being said, in class, we had to really pay attention and put in our work, really. So going back to me wanting to learn Arabic, my second year learning biblical Hebrew was a very crucial mistake that I made. And this is why I would tell brothers to take your time when you are trying to learn and master a language, learn one language at a time. But when he tagged me on that post, again, it was horrible. I went, this is funny, I went and I changed all my fonts on my phone, my iPhone. I said, yeah, man, you know what, I got it. And I couldn't read no Arabic, alaba. It was horrible. But then, when you type my name on Facebook, I want you to parse this stuff out in front of anybody. Listen, brothers, it took me maybe 2 hours to parse out an Arabic script because, again, this is my second year. He knew my weaknesses. But in my mind, yeah, I mean, you know, I've learned this right here, but I was still weak in my learning classical Hebrew. So it took me about 2 hours to translate something he wrote on Facebook. I'm saying, God darn, why in the world, to minister? I said, what's wrong with this man today, man? Why in the world would he just write this stuff in Arabic and want me to translate it? Because I opened my mouth, so I learned. So what I did, for that mistake, I went and got me an Arabic dictionary, and I learned all the Arabic alaba. Okay, so this is a very good dictionary you can use. Okay, so it's going to help you whatever word you're trying to find. Now this is more of a modern dictionary. Okay. Now again, this is coming from the mistake I made my second year of learning biblical Hebrew. I said I would never tell my teacher to this day I want to learn a new language. Nah. No, even to this day. And I've been studying with him almost 12 years. So yes, I'm much stronger now, but I still was a baby at the time. So I learned modern Arabic, and I study classical Arabic too. Now, the skill set that he gave all of his students, and he gave us a skill set to, one, master one language at a time. Then we explain what we have learned from the basis of biblical Hebrew. Then we explained to him, okay, well, this is how overrated function. But, that's a but there. We was taught the languages. They were not easy to learn when, you know, your first language is English, ugly. Your mind got to get used to or return back to the ancient path of looking at a script, looking at consonants, alphabet that you were not used to looking at. So I was not used to looking at the Arabic alaba. I wasn't. So, and myself, Minister Raymond, some of the different brothers tell you, take your time and learn a language, take your time. So I'm going to give y'all an example. So from that standpoint, I want to show you something. Turn my camera. So again, this ray is called, this here is classical Arabic. This is classical Arabic. This is the writing system, okay? I would not recommend going out and get this book until you learn your Hebrew, okay? So now, this here is an Arabic Hebrew Bible, all right? So there's something I'm confused about. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to see, can I look it up in modern Arabic? That's what I'm going to see, can I do? All right. But again, you see this, I had to learn and I had to write all this out. This is the first thing that he want to see you do. You got to be able to write out, okay, what you're trying to convey or what you're trying to say to your instructor. Again, take it from me, and this is why, like Moreh Shayl, my student, he's a quick learner. I just turn him. He just do his thing. I'm proud of the brother. I always say that. He took it and ran with it. I always tell you, Raya, he's everything I've been praying about and looking for in the students. So I'm grateful to be a part of his life and his family life, everybody's life, you know what I'm saying? But I want to definitely give him a shout out. So I had to learn to write out Arabic, make sure I can reference this right here, my alaba, and go into whatever word I want to look for. Again, if you can find the dictionary, it is transliterating the English. You know, if you're not familiar with the Arabic language, this is a good book to use. All right, so you want to always give a brother or sister a flower. So again, I got this book years ago because I slept up and told my Hebrew teacher I want to learn Arabic, and he broke me. He broke me good. Again, he didn't say nothing. He just wrote out some Arabic, and he wrote out Shemot 20 and 1. I didn't know what the hell this man wrote out. I didn't, because again, it's my second year of learning biblical Hebrew. So I made that mistake, and this is why I always tell young ministers, take your time in learning a language. Okay? So now, from that, what I had to do to make sure that I will never put myself in that type of situation again, I learned the alphabet, I read the writing system, I studied the writing system of Arabic, the autograph. This is again, this book here, this here is a grammar of classical Arabic. Okay? Now there's a difference. Now you wanna be careful. This is a modern Arabic dictionary. Okay? This here is a classical Arabic grammar book. Be very careful. Know the difference. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're having a conversation with someone that is very strong in Arabic and you don't know how to move your way through the conversation. Well, it's an easy fix. You don't have to be, just say you're not a fluent Arabic speaker, it's okay. But you can look up words, okay? If you are an English speaker, Don't get down on yourself. Don't feel bad. Just take your time. You can just take your time and you can build your vocabulary off learning the grammar, okay? Modern Arabic Dictionary, Classical Arabic Grammar Book, okay? So again, part of his classes, Mr. classes was, you gotta understand the grammar, you gotta be able to explain the grammar back unto him. So this is why back in the days, people used to call us the grammar geeks, or the grammar geeks. Well, again, we had to be able to explain. So here again, this is the Arabic script. This is Genesis 41 and 1 as we went on with today. Now I want to kind of show y'all something. So remember I say learn the alphabet, learn how the names function, or where I'm at verse 1. Here, this phrase is going to be a wa and an. Okay? Here, we can say wakana, wakana. And it was, you see this word here? This word here could be min, fum, min. This word here will be from the Arab word enkadu, enkada. It's like enkada, enkada. And this word here will be the an. And this word here, you see this Arabic word here, okay? This word here gonna be sinatan. This will be 2 years. Okay, here you say she, okay? So let's go forward. You see this word here, yamin. But here we see in Arabic is yamin, ayamin, ayamin. Okay? Then again, you see your conjunction wa again. Okay? And now this word here, we see it, gonna be wa fa'an. Wa fa'an will be Pharaoh. Okay? So we want to move forward from here. We catching this right here, okay? This would be the name Pharaoh. Here we see the word here, okay? Kalama in Arabic. Kalama in Arabic. And this word here gonna be dream. Okay, this word right here, okay, you will see this word say, in Hebrew say, we hene, okay. So now we will see the word now as va adha, okay, and that's what be behold. Okay, now this is very powerful here. So we see this word here. Okay, it's a what? Omed. Okay, now when we look at the word Omed, we gotta see what's going on. Okay, so what's going on here? So let's kind of move forward from here. We see here wakif, and that is standing. That would be standing. Okay, you see this word here. Okay, here would be Allah. That's going to be on. You see this word here. Okay, and there. And this will be the river. Okay? So again, this is not hard to learn. It is basic, taking your time and learning one language at a time to master what is going on within the context from one language to another language. So again, don't make the mistake that I made in telling your teacher that you are ready to learn a new language, which I didn't even mention that to him at the time, but I should have kept my mouth shut. But this is what happened when you move too fast. Oh man, God darn it. I messed up something. Let me see, turn my camera on. So, with that being said, because of that mistake I made years ago, all my little, I take this book here with me every place I go. This is a plastic binder. Okay, so it kind of walked me through the verb stems and give me a good example. I still study it to this day. Okay, so let me tell you why I keep this verse book of me. I was writing something one day, and I poured something out and I put it on Facebook. In less than 5 minutes of my posting, I got a phone call from my teacher, Miss L. And his question was to me, he said, Moreh Shayl, question aqui. I said, Ken, how did you come up with your parsing, your conclusion? And I said, I went off the top of my head. And he said, really? Okay, go back and look at your what you parse. I went back and looked at it. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but he saw something wrong with it. His next question was, how did you come up with that conclusion? I said, well, again, I went off the top of my head. I looked at the biblical text, and I started parsing. So the mistake I made, I want, again, showing young brothers something, the mistake I made. Because I didn't use my grammar chart, he knew I didn't use a grammar chart, and I'm fit to show y'all why. Where I messed up at. April. Where I messed up at was, let me see 1 second, I'm fit to show y'all. So no matter how comfortable you get, how long you've been doing this for, always keep your grammar chart with you. If you don't want to take your grammar books, or either try to find a smaller grammar book, which I do got some smaller grammar books, and I will show y'all those grammar books. 1 second. I'm trying to show you something. Give me 1 second. So, what I messed up at, this is called a genitive verb, right? So, I can't remember what I parsed with chapter and verse. Well, there was a word that I parsed it like it was written in the text. Well, he was able to look at the text. When I say he's good, he's this man's a freak of nature. I never seen a Hebrew teacher, I met one so solid. This man is solid. So when I went back and looked at the text, I still could not see what he was trying to show me. Okay, but after about 20 minutes, he pointed out my error and said, okay, I know you didn't use your verb chart, and let me explain to you why you didn't use your verb chart. He said, if you did use your verb chart, you should have recognized this particular word was a genitive verb. A genitive verb means your last two consonants going to be the same. They can be identical. So that's why in my parsing, you might see me say, okay, this is a genitive verb, or you might say this is a hollow verb, or this is a weak verb, okay? Hollow verb, you might say a woe. It might be bait, woe olive. Or you might see the word for death, mote. You might see me translate it as a hollow verb. Why am I translating it as a hollow verb? Based off the features, what I'm seeing morphology. Foreign logic and what syntax. So, always cover your basic rules and you'll always stay ahead of the game. And you will know whether someone cheat. When I say cheat, this is what I mean cheat. Mean that I know, I've been doing this for so long, over a decade. I know when someone go to the blue letter Bible and I can look at their parsing and see how they rendered and there's something gonna be missing. Well, let me tell you, the blue letter Bible don't have Hebrew accent marks. So when you copy and paste, what I tell brothers, I wouldn't recommend you copy and paste. Just take your time and study, read the book. Just in case you're having a dialogue with someone, you got the stuff up here, you don't have to just make up stuff. Because now people can go and research stuff and look up stuff. You want to kind of read your books. Take your time. Master your skill set. Because this person is doing something, you might see this person doing something so smart, or may seem so smart. That doesn't mean that when you talk to that person on the phone, that's all the same energy, understanding they were having on social media, YouTube, they need to have a book. Well, I don't need to have a grammar book in front of me because we had to translate. We translate so much. Hell, I'm still having dreams of translating. This man had us translating every week. Every week, this had us translating something. We had to translate, we had to parse it, we had to explain how we come up with this conclusion. We had to read the BDB. It was just so much. But years later, I'm appreciated for the discipline he taught me. So that's why this day I still write, translate stuff and parse something. Why? Because, man, beating in our minds. Man, I would go to sleep dreaming like, man, ain't this dude a voice in my head like, oh, man. No, that's not the right verb conjugation. And I'm like, huh? Like, man, what are you talking about? So he's that type of teacher. But for those of you who never studied with him, discipline. He's so disciplined, and that's where I get my discipline from him. Those that don't know, you see what he do on social media, that's him in real life. It just point blank. That's just who he is. He took the literature that serious, and he will tell you. So when I tell people I'm not a religious person, let me kind of give you the background of that. I'm a spiritual person. It based come from studying with him. And I didn't quite understand what he meant. This again is over 10 years ago. I would say he's not a religious person. But now, as a Hebrew teacher, Hebrew reader, a translator, I would understand that what happens is that religion can put you in a box, and religion can cause you to what in left field, cause you to be biased, cause you to don't want to deal with this brother, deal with that brother. That's what religion do. Because I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. That means I have a conscience, I'm concerned about the well-being of my brothers and sisters, but I'm not religious. It doesn't make me a bad person. I just don't allow anyone to put me in a box. I'm a free thinker. So there are things, I gotta admit, that I didn't understand studying with my teacher years ago that now I understand. Shalom, all right? I understand now studying with him. Because I'm gonna tell you, he beat Hebrew into my mind so much, I can look at a sentence, 10 minutes, it's in my head. It's just in my head. So, if you want to say turn it down, you would use the Hebrew word torad to ride, to ride, to ride, to ride, they. You can say to ride, they. Okay. Then you can add the word tefum to it, all right? So he just beat the stuff into my mind so much. And so this is why I always, shalom, I always tell brothers to take your time, learning, whatever you say, whatever you're trying to study, even with the Arabic. And my brother there, Adonai, okay, he don't been in Israel, and he'll tell you that been in Israel. So I always tell brothers, you go to Israel, you always want to study. Again, it's classical Hebrew, right? Message right here, okay? So again, he's just such a great teacher, and he just beats stuff into your mind. What I tell brothers, we cannot continue to say, okay, well, we can get the people the King James Version Bible. How long we can continue to say that? No. What we need to do is encourage the people and put expectation on them. So listen, you got to get out of your comfort zone as leaders to challenge your people that you're pastoring, that you're leading into more critical thinking. Okay? So with that being said, nowadays you got all these new scholars. Everybody want to be a scholar nowadays, and you ask them, say, wait a minute, who have you sent your work off to? What scholar know you, would look at your work, academia work, to agree with you? Anybody can make up some stuff and get a book and write a book, and people be like, why don't you write a Hebrew grammar book? I don't need to write a Hebrew grammar book. Hell, I got so many Hebrew grammar books, I don't need to write no Hebrew grammar books. I may write a book one day, but it won't be on Hebrew. It won't be on Hebrew. It won't be on Hebrew. It'll probably be something minor, something simple, in brotherhood, sisterhood, ism and schism within this Israelite walk, this Israelite way of direct emunah, this way of faith. That's what I think I'll do one day. But me writing a Hebrew grammar book, nah, I got some books I gotta give away anyway. My wife owe me about that anyway. So what Miss would do, he could be traveling, like ready to get on a plane, and years ago I would be stuck on a word. And I would say, well, I'm stuck on this word here. And off the top of this man's head, tell me the consonant, tell me the vowels. And Mitz, shalom, Big Chop, Mitz would tell me where to go look, and I would go look, and I would find the answer right there. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about, man, 6'9". So my grandson actually nicknamed a name after my aunt, Big 6'10", Charles. 6, Malachi, Atabosili, Malachi, Shema. Atabo. So actually, my grandson is actually nicknamed after Maude Charles, 6'10". Yes, named after Maude. Okay, go. Yeah, so that's why I named my grandson after. That's how much love I have for the brother. So when it go back to true brotherhood, that's another form of true brotherhood that you can meet someone. It's like y'all been homies forever. That's how I look at my man, Big 610. I got love for him like that. You know what I mean? So when it go back to teaching the word of the Creator, being open-minded and understand everybody's on different levels of learning. Everybody didn't went to or didn't finish high school or didn't went to college, and so you got to kind of meet people where they at for us when it comes to their education, and say, okay, man, you know what? Let me work as brother and sister on this level, but let me not take advantage of that brother and sister. And my Big 610, Charles, he'll tell you that from the first time I met him. Never lied to the brother, told the brother what I was into, and he see what I'm into. And I've been just, he'll tell you, he ain't see me skip a beat into everything that I talked to him about or we talked about. Never tried to say, hey, brother, you know what, this is what it is, this is the way right here, come over here. Nah, man, I just let my light shine. And this is how we should do. Let questions, then we should be able to answer those questions in a rightful, respectful way and to develop and grow. So it is a lot of stuff, brothers and sisters, when you're talking about standing before people. And what I like to tell people, like the situation with the brother in Michigan, that situation with that brother in Michigan, a lot of people are making fun of this brother. I don't know this brother, Sharon Moore, or whatever, and say, okay, well, you know, he messed up on some booty. But here's the thing. How many of us behind closed doors are doing the same thing this brother's doing? How many of us are doing the same thing Shamar Moore is doing behind closed doors? But we should never glorify the downfall of especially another brother that look like you and I. Now, some of you must say, okay, well, man, he should have been messing with that white woman, this and that. Hey, what you say? What you say? You see how quick it is? So this man's on top of the world, and we don't know what's going on in his mind. We know what Proverbs 5:2 say about the lust and this and that. That could be any one of us. Any one of us. We don't see great men's fall. It could be me fall tomorrow, next day. So I can't tell you how this man feels. This man is all on the news. He probably want to take a gun and shoot himself in the head. But you see how quick people can be on your side? And as soon as you fall by the wayside, you the worst person in the world? This is what religion will do to you. Because any one of us can be a Sharon or Sharon Moore, whatever his name is. Any one of us can be him. Any one of us. Even twinkling of an eye. But let's be honest, let's be real. So what are these things that let me know as a leader? Be mindful of who I have in my circle. Make sure I have real brothers and sisters in my circle. If I have to make a mistake or fall by the wayside, my brother and my sister would pick me up, but not belittle me and make me feel like I'm the worst person in the world. And again, this is why I recommend, I tell anybody, keep your circle real close, real tight. And if you fall, as a real brother, my job is to say, stand my hand to pick you up and say, listen, we're not going to talk about it right now. Take a couple of days to get this together. Get this together. Then we will revisit the situation. And what we want to do is kind of get you to the root of it. Not here to make you feel no worse. Not here to belittle you. But it's a man. Let's see what's going on in your psyche. And this is why I always say, everybody is not a judge. A lot of folks should not be sitting in the seat of judgment when they never judge a case anyway. And you read the report. Man got fired, went to his sister house, a Coty house. Think about it. Millions of dollars is going. And this can continue to happen over and over and over and over. But a man gonna be a man at the end of the day. But that man must have accountability partners. He must learn to hold himself accountable. And I always say, and I teach this, that's a big if. If my brother or sister fall by the wayside, I'm going to pick them up. Because the minute I throw the hammer down, they can end up killing themselves. So many things can happen. And this is why a lot of people are not qualified to be counselors. They're just not. This is why people is leaving the church. They're leaving the movements. Because why? There's no one in there know how to counsel people. There's no one know how to restore the people. You got to know how to restore a brother and sister back into their right standard, into their right mind, into their right thinking. You got to be skillful with the word and how to restore that person. A lot of people don't know how to restore people. And this is why people are getting on crack, they're getting on meth, they're getting on hard drugs, because they put so much of their faith and time and money into religious setting, and religious settings and leaders took advantage of them, and when they fall, they just cast them out. Say the word, you're in the middle of the sea, give me your life jacket. You don't want to be part of a ministry that if you slip and fall, you sin, they just gonna take you out there into the middle of the ocean and tell you, you tell them to say, well, give me your life jacket because now I want you to just kill yourself because you are a disgrace, you are a hypocrite. But what I like to tell brothers and sisters, ask a question. How many of you hypocrites? Just ask yourself. As you look in the mirror, hallelujah, am I a hypocrite? Am I living what I proclaim? Am I living what I say on the street, teaching, or I say on YouTube or Facebook? I'm living behind closed doors. And this is what happened. Think about this week Torah portion in Genesis 41 with Joseph. All that Joseph went through. There were times where Joseph hold his peace. He hold his tongue. Even when Joseph was accused of different things, even when his brothers sold him into captivity, Joseph didn't say a word. Brothers and sisters, I'm not saying be soft, be weak. When time to speak up for yourself. But this week Torah portion lesson in Genesis chapter 41, it's a good example of a good character of Joseph in what he endured. Until we learn how to restore each other, ain't nothing gonna change. Nothing will ever change among black people. We must learn how to restore one another. It's imperative that we do. Because you can start seeing more and more people commit suicide, even in the religious movement. And when you see these great men, great leaders, falling by the wayside, you gotta ask yourself, was they ever delivered? Was they always struggling with things? And what I like to tell brothers, if you like vagina, get 2 or 3 wives. The scripture, we can have multiple wives. You got some people disagree with it. I teach it. I have 1 wife, but I teach multiple wives. I don't make it a doctrine, but I can't lie to people that come to me. They say, listen, we want you to do a lesson on multiple wives, the culture, the benefits of it. I can say, okay, well, boom. I can speak from a biblical standpoint, but I have some family members that have multiple wives let me get you in contact with them. They will be more experienced to walk you through the process. I can only speak from a scripture standpoint and culture standpoint. So, brother and sisters, I love y'all. So let me get with my grandson. Any questions, hit me up. Shalom, shalom. Love you, six.
Asher adbette perro begerto. Yetta perro begalo che comin. Ba carnish beaderto. Yish beabegalo che comin. Genish haho catarota arusanoto. Benkini setaro meganai. Asher hamita berro begeronto. Yitem perro begalo che comin. Wagen is bij aan bikken robo, is bij aan bikken longen komen. Geen is a gago gaan daar rota al zonoto, wankie is het daar rome gaan